What's up guys, it's Cobalt here and welcome back to another video. Really quickly, yesterday I posted a video featuring a new fundraiser custom where I'm doing a fundraiser for Feeding America, so if you guys go check out that video and check out the custom, link in the description and in the cards, I would really appreciate it. But anyways, because Thanksgiving is coming up at the end of this week and I assume most people are on break from school, I decided that I would be posting a video every single day this week. And I'm pretty sure every video that I'm gonna post is gonna be one of these custom commission collection videos, just so that I can finally upload a bunch of these, because as you know, I'm very behind on posting them. All of the customs you're going to see were finished and recorded back in 2024, and obviously now it's the end of 2025. I think in one of the clips here I mentioned that the custom was from February 2024, so yeah, that just goes to show you how far behind I am, but we're gonna catch up. We're gonna upload a bunch of these, show off a bunch of customs, so I hope you guys are excited, and without further ado, let's get right on into it. This is a commission for this person over on Instagram. This is actually part one of an order. Basically, the second part of the order is to remake the same character but in a different way, and I'll talk about that later in a different video, so it's not really important here. But anyways, this is just a simple repaint with some little sculpted teeth. This is the reference sheet that they provided me for their character. I really like this design. I think that in the end it turned out really cute. It's obviously made from a Wolfcat base. This is a fake base here. No sculpting besides the teeth. Everything is just repainted. I think the stripes on the ears and the tail turned out pretty well. Can't say that I'm very good at doing stripes, but I think these ones ended up looking pretty straight across and they're fairly smooth as well. But overall, I just love the whole color scheme, and I think the green eyes turned out really well. So I'm excited to remake this character in the second version, but again, you guys will be seeing that later. This is another commission that I am super happy with the outcome of. This was for somebody over on Etsy, and this one was interesting because it's technically a custom of their OC, but it was also designed by me. So here are the reference sheets that they actually provided me of their character. Their character is like a human or an elf or something like that, and they asked me to redesign her, but in an LPS form, so like in an actual animal form. So that is exactly what I did, and I came up with this design, taking the purple colors from the character and then also incorporating sort of these star and moon motifs to her as well. And I love the eyes. The eyes kind of look like glass eyes to me, but obviously they're just flatly painted. And this is made from a fake Generation 2 short hair cat base, and as for sculpting, I sculpted the fluff on the inside of the ears as well as the fluff on the cheeks on both sides of the head. I sculpted some fluff on the chest as well, but other than that, there is no other sculpting on her. But yeah, I'm super happy with her design. I think I actually came up with a cool design for once. But that is not all with this custom. This custom actually has a separate piece to it, which is a removable witch hat, because as you could see from the reference sheet, this character has a witch hat that she wears. So the commissioner asked me if possible to include a removable version of it. So that is what I did. Here is the hat. Now I cannot take full credit for creating this because I did not sculpt the whole thing. The base that I used to create this hat was actually this hat that comes with a G5 kangaroo. So I used that as the base and then I sculpted on top of it. So I basically covered the entire thing with clay because that one has like a weird woven pattern to it that I wanted to cover and make completely smooth. But I wanted something that I knew would fit on an LPS's head and still have that broom shape. And then of course I mainly sculpted this here, as well as the extra details on the flowers here were sculpted using a mold. And then as for this, it's just like a little charm that I glued on. The overall design of the hat is definitely simplified from what the actual character has in the ref, but it's just like a removable accessory, and this character already has a lot going on in her design, so I think having the simple hat isn't too big of a deal. It doesn't fit as well as I would like it to, unfortunately. I mean, it does fit her. You just kind of have to reposition it a little bit, so there you go. I honestly don't know if this even looks good or looks cute, but either way, it was a fun experiment, and it still looks cool as like a little prop to stand next to the custom, I suppose. The next commission also has a removable accessory. It is this spike collar. It's made from a bendy material, and it can just hook on like this and go around the character's neck, so it's easily taken on and taken off. This was a commission for somebody, and it is a head swap between a Siberian Husky head and a Great Dane body, both of which are fake. And as you can see, I also sculpted the horns and the eyebrows and the tail, as well as some extra fluff on the legs and the chest. This character has a lot of different details on it that are actually really hard to see because the base color is a very dark purple, but then it also has some black markings on the back. You can sort of see like around its eyes and the shape on top of its head. It's a little bit easier to see in real life, but the colors are still pretty close to each other. But everything is basically like a monochromatic purple theme, and then it has these cool red eyes with these really unique moon shapes on them. And here is what the bottom looks like. This commission was for somebody over on Etsy, and every once in a while I get a commission for something that I never in a million years thought that I would make, and this is definitely one of those. It is basically a dog dressed up as Buzz Lightyear, which is a very strange request, but it was a lot of fun, and I think think this custom turned out really cute. So as for the overall dog design, I kind of just came up with whatever I thought would be cute. So it's this little brown dog with some green eyes to match the green of the costume. And of course, as for sculpting, I sculpted like these two little pieces on the side, and then of course all of the Buzz Lightyear armor, I suppose, as well as the little wings on the back. I almost forgot to add those, but then it was added as like an afterthought request by the commissioner. But I like all the details as well, and all of the green details were painted with glow-in-the-dark paint, so hopefully they actually glow in the dark, but I honestly can't say for sure because glow-in-the-dark paint can be a pain to work with and doesn't always necessarily have a good payoff to it. And here's what the bottom looks like. Again, definitely something that I never would have made, but I had a lot of fun making it either way. Next up, we have a set of 2 commissions. These were again for somebody over on Etsy, and this one was interesting because these are technically 2 customs of their pet cats, but they wanted me to first off paint them in like a normal LPS kind of style, and then also incorporate some different themes in them, which I'll talk about in a second. So I will start off with this guy because I finished him first. So this is their cat named Phantom, and he is named after the Phantom of the Opera, so they wanted me to incorporate some themes of that into the design. And he already kind of had this marking here that looks sort of like the Phantom of the Opera mask, so I kept that but just made it more prominent, and then I gave him this little bow tie and this flower because I thought that sort of fit the theme. This one was a little bit harder for me to design, but I do really love all his patterns and his markings, and it was fun trying to pick out those key details of this cat and add them to his design. They also said that this cat has like very large eyes, so I tried to combine that in the custom as well and at least make them bigger than the second custom. So here's the second one, and these cats are both brothers in real life, which is very cute. So this cat's name is Spider-Man, so obviously I had to give him a little Spider-Man costume. It's not super detailed, but I didn't want it to clash too much with his design because he has a lot of stripes, just like his brother. But yeah, oh, and then my favorite thing about this guy is the little paws that I added on the bottom. They were like little Spider-Man paws, which I thought was cute. But yeah, I really like the way that both of them look next to each other, and this guy has some little paw pads as well, and I think that they both turned out very, very cute. This custom was a commission for this person on Instagram. I've worked with them several different times before, so it's always fun to work with a returning customer, but this is a custom of their OC, and I think it might actually be their LPS mascot, but here is the reference sheet that they sent me. They have also commissioned other people to make the same character as well, so I think that's cool just to like create a little army of the same character and see how different artists would interpret the same design. But as you can see, this is made from a bonbon cat, and I sculpted the fluff on the tips of the ears as well as the fluff here on the chest. And other than that, it's a gray cat with a bunch of little spots. I think it's super cute, and I love the eyes. I always have fun doing eyes with like the line checkered pattern in them. I think it's a really unique design element that some of the original Generation 2 LPS have, so I always like doing that on customs. But yeah, super happy with how this one came out. I think that all of the design details that I painted look very clean, and of course you gotta love those bright pink paw pads. Alright, next up we have a set of 3 commissions, all of which were for somebody over on Etsy, and they were a commission of like each character is for one of their friends, which I think is really cool. And of course I always love doing orders that have like multiple customs in one. I really appreciate it, and it's very fun to work on, even if they end up taking me a while. So I will talk about these guys one at a time, starting with this seal character because they are the very first one that I completed. So here is the reference sheet that was provided to me. I know this character in the reference is a lot more complicated than how it actually turned out, but for this one it was just purchased as a simple repaint, so no sculpted parts. And I've never really done a seal custom before. I have customized 2 seals, but I turned them into like a totally different character, so this is my first time just doing like a cute little seal repaint, and I really love the way that it came out. I love all the little freckles and things like that, and I did something a little bit different with the eyes, and I tried to make the eyes for all of these customs similar but also unique at the same time. So now let's take a look at the Cocker Spaniel. I really love this one. This one is also pretty simple paint job wise, but it does have a little bit of sculpting. I resculpted the tail, so you can see there. I really like the way that this tail came out. I've never made a tail like that, but here's the reference sheet for this character. So as you can see, they have a very interesting like fluffy tail, and I really wanted to capture that with this custom. And as for that, of course, I just painted it to look like the character, and it also has these little flowers on the ears that I painted because it said there was like a little optional character detail, and I thought it was cute and just added a little bit more interest to the design. And because the character has this little heart here on its chest, I added 2 little tiny heart eye shines in both of the eyes. I really love this one. Don't often enjoy making Cocker Spaniel customs, but this is definitely one of my better looking ones in my opinion. And then finally we have the fox character, which I literally just finished. So this one definitely does have some sculpted parts. They have the sculpted antlers. Some of the hair is sculpted, the hair right here on the side. The rest is just the normal base. And then I also sculpted their wings. I'm really happy with the way that the wings came out. Again, not something that I have done too often, but I'm getting a lot better at it, which is really, really cool. And I just really love this character's design. I think she is super pretty. I love all of the little spots and the stripes. I love the tail as well, and all the freckles and the eyes I think are super, super cute. So once again, here are all three of the characters together, and I really hope that everybody really likes their customs. And this is a commission for this person on Instagram. I am absolutely obsessed with this character and with this custom. I'm super, super happy with how it came out, and I've honestly been honored to turn this guy into a little LPS custom. So far, I know as of recording this, it's only February, but this is definitely one of my favorite customs of 2024. But anyways, as you can see, it is made from a Bonbon Cat base, so nothing too fancy there, but he does have some sculpted parts on the tail. I added some fluff on the tip as well as that bandage there, same with some fluff on the chest. I also sculpted some cheek fluff and these two blue stars here, and then I sculpted the ears, and I had to cut off like the little fur that Bonbon Cats have, and when I initially sculpted this guy, he looked very silly and very bald, but then when I added the ears, I think they really bring the whole piece together, and I'm actually so proud of the ears. I've hand sculpted ears a few times. This is done with epoxy sculpt clay, but I just think that they turned out really, really good. It's a little bit more rough on the back, but now that this guy is completely finished and painted, I absolutely love the way that the ears look, and I just think that, again, this character's design is so cool. I love all the colors. I tried to get them as accurate as I possibly could, but I know they're a little bit off from the reference sheet. Speaking of which, here is the reference sheet. Again, you can see that the person who commissioned me has such a cool, interesting art style, and I really love it a lot, so another reason why I was very excited to make this custom. But yeah, really, really love them. Here's what the bottom looks like. Nothing too special down there, but I think my favorite part, again, is definitely the ears and the eyes, and these little stars too. Those were also very, very difficult to sculpt. This next commission is for LPS Jake TV. You may know them. But anyways, this commission is definitely something that I never thought I would have the chance to create. It is one of the Junji Ito characters, and I just think that it looks so cool. I don't actually know what the name of this character is, but I've obviously seen her on the internet a lot, and I had no idea how I was going to translate this into an LPS, but I think that I was definitely able to capture her, even if I interpreted this eye part a little bit strangely compared to how it actually is in the manga. But as you can see, she is made from a short hair cat base, and I sculpted whatever this is along with the eye, and then I also sculpted her hair and her dress. It was also a bit difficult to find any full body images of her because usually you just see her face, but I'm really, really happy with the way that it came out. So me and Jake decided to make the whole thing grayscale, aside from the gore in the eyes and things like that, which I think was a really, really great choice. It looks super, super cool, and I also sort of wanted to mimic the sketchy style of the manga where I painted her here, especially on the gory bits and the hair. But yeah, love this custom a lot, and here is what the bottom looks like. Nothing too special going on. This is another realistic style commission of somebody's pet cat, but of course, as you can see, the eyes are in an LPS style. I really love these LPS markings here, and the eyes, I've never done that one before. I can't even remember what these symbols were for. I think it's either the sportiest or the hungriest pets, but either way, I think it's very, very cute. I love all of the colors on this custom. I had a ton of fun painting it, but of course, for me, my favorite part about this custom is the head swap. This was an idea by the commissioner, and it is a head swap between a crouching cat head and a Himalayan cat body, and I just think this is so cute. It looks so good together, and I'm definitely going to be using it again in the future for one of my own projects. I am so happy that I'm finally getting able to use Himalayan cats with the new G7 LPS because their bodies are just absolutely adorable, and you can definitely see that with this commission. Another detail that I really love about this guy is little freckles on their nose. They are so cute. While this was a commission of somebody's real life pet cat, they did also provide me a reference, which was very helpful. So here is the reference that this person on Etsy sent me, and I think I did a pretty good job of translating it. So definitely let me know what you guys think about this custom. And those are all the customs for this video. Be sure to come back tomorrow to see some more, and I'll see you all then. Bye!